Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of Patch Recap. This time we're going to be recapping patch 5.10. I wanted to apologize for the video being out a bit late, but better late than never, or however that saying goes. Pretty sure that's how it goes. If you're new to Patch Recap, it's this series where I go over all the kind of changes and I give my opinion on it. And we have this awesome infographic over here that's made by Blues Ultra. He's the guy that does all the infographics. He's super awesome. This wouldn't be possible without him. Thank you so much, Blues. And all his socials are down there. There'll be links in the description as well. Go and check him out. He makes SPL stats and everything. Really cool if you're into stats and that stuff. But we got this for patch 5.10. We're gonna go over it. So we're gonna start from the top and go down. So the first change is Chiron. Chiron got buffed, and I'm actually pretty excited about this buff. So before, you can cleanse with Chiron's 1. If you didn't know that, so if an Emir would freeze you, or you're a teammate, you could put Chiron's 1 on them and they would get CC immunity. But it was an instant cleanse, and now it has a 0.3 seconds of immunity. This now means that Chiron actually has beads that last for 0.3 seconds, but it can be used on his whole team. So it's like a hell cleanse, but it's just very short. And I think this is going to make Chiron a lot more viable, because you can pick him into certain matchups before, at least on NRG. We really like picking Chiron into Athena. Had a lot of success with doing that against teams that played Athena quite a bit. And now you can pick it into cards like Ares, because you can just cleanse your teammates when the Ares is going to pull them. Or there's so many scenarios, right? You can like pre-do it on a Zowie pull. There's so many chances now. Because before you can't instant cleanse the Zowie pull, so makes Chiron a lot better. And on top of that, his massive shot, which is his second ability, now got increased physical protection reduction from 3 to 5%. So that means he's going to be hitting a bit harder now, especially good if you're going to be like using a 1-2 and then sniping. It's just going to do more damage overall. Another guard that got a buff, and he didn't get a gun. He didn't get a gun, which is sad. But Kusenbo got a buff, and basically what it gave, they reduced the forgiveness timer between individual hits from 0.7 to 0.6. This means that his ult is now going to be faster between the hits, and this was due to a bug where players would most likely not get hit 4 times in his ultimate, even if they should have. So bug fix turns into buff. Still not a gun for Kusenbo, so a bit upset with this change, but I think it's a nice change of life, whatever it's called. I never get that right. Also, the Chiron buff is pretty nice. Medusa also got buff, so basically Medusa is going to be insane, because they increased the number of shots from 3 at all ranks to 4. So on her 1. So now she's going to have like boom, 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 boom on her 1 4 times. So you're going to get one shot by Medusa now. So I think Medusa is definitely going to come back into the meta. I'm alright with it. I don't mind Medusa being in the meta. She still has her dash, which is a big downside, because it's so easy to interrupt it. It's like a Amaterasu dash or Zowie pull. You kind of have to find the angle, and the hitbox is really big. So it's alright in my opinion. Another guard that got buffed is Nyuk. This ability will now slow enemies by 40% whether plan of action is active or not. That's Nyuk's ultimate. So Nyuk now has a 40% slow, just flat on her ultimate, which means more like players are most likely gonna use their ult and then use their 2 and their 1 instead of using their 2 and then their ult. I don't really see why Nyuk needs a buff. I think she has her space. I think she is one of them guards you don't really. She's like an interesting guard, but she's also one of them guards that's like super annoying. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Gonna have to give it some time. So moving on to items here that got buffed, kind of a nice change for Assassin. Highest Lament got buffed, so they increased basic attack bonus damage from 40% to 50%. They always kind of change this when they just buffed Guardians a bit. They kind of buff Assassins a bit to make Assassins a bit better. And then they also buffed Hasten Katana. They decreased the cost from 2,400 to 2,200. So some of the main assassin items kind of got buffed here. I'm looking at Nemesis, could probably do really well with this. Other guards like Awilish might do well, even though she doesn't go hasten, but like Hydras is pretty good on her. So it's the endless cycle of Hybris nerfing something and then nerfing something in response. So this class is not good, and then buffing this and then buffing that. I think it's alright, but I think we should just, I don't know, make sure that Smite doesn't turn too much into power creep. Because it kind of is turning back into power creeps where people can solo objectives and stuff like that. So that's it for the buffs. Now we got some nerfs as well, and Achelous got nerfed. So his passive is the big thing here that got nerfed. Before you started with 10 physical power, if you were in the physical power, or in the no armor stance, the agility stance, whatever it was called. Before you got 10 plus 2 per level, now you get 3 plus 2 physical power per level. And that means that you're basically going to be starting with 5 physical power instead of 12. And overall, that's a 7 physical power nerf. It's going to hurt him a lot early game. His basic's going to be hitting for 7 less, which actually is quite a bit over the course of a laning phase. So yeah, I'm all right with that. I think Achelous is super good. So another thing that got nerfed about him is the same on the passive, but in the same stance, it's just his movement speed. So before it was 3% movement speed plus 0.2% per level, and now it's 1% plus 0.25. So before you'd get 7% movement speed. Now you only get 6% movement speed. I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. But it's going to hurt him a lot early game, and I think this is what they wanted to do with Achelous. They wanted to hurt his early game a bit, where he seems super strong. So I'm really happy with that. So his passive gets a bit changed, which also could make the second stance of the passive change like better. Yeah. Another guard that got a really big buff, and it's just a big bully Squan Yu, and he got nerfed this patch. Basically, they decreased the boosted healing from 2x to 1.5x healing, and I think this is fine. I'm curious to see how much it will influence him. I still think he's really good. Healing is nice on him, but he is just a guard that seems if he gets ahead, he kind of has it all. He has a 40% slow, he has prod reduction, he has an ult that's CC immune and stuns for 2 seconds. He gets cooldown reduction whenever he heals an ally, dashes through people. He's just really annoying to deal with. So it's a step in the right direction. I definitely still think he could be too strong. Sprint also got changed. So basically, Heavenly Wings, or Sprint as I call it, just got a decreased movement speed from 30% to 20% on both the upgraded version and the non-upgraded version. So it's going to make Sprint a bit less scary, I guess. Still, upgraded Sprint is very much going to be a thing in duo lane, because 20% movement speed, you're still going to be able to run people down with the hastened effect. But I think it's alright. I think Sprint is one of those relics where you can pick it up all the time, and it's still always gonna have a scenario where it's good for you. Whereas something like Horrific Emblem or what's it called? Ghost. We call it Ghost in NRG. The thing that walks you through Odin cages, which I can't remember the name of right now, which is a bit annoying. But those kind of items are not something that you can pick up every game, and they can be good. But Sprint is this kind of idiot-proof thing, just like Beats is kind of idiot-proof and Aegis is kind of idiot-proof. But I think Beats and Aegis are a necessity, but I definitely don't think Sprint is. It's also it's kind of an indirect buff to Wingblade as well, because more people are just gonna want Wingblade now, because there's gonna be less sprints, because Sprint has slow immunity as well. So yep, and then we have Midgardian Mail, which got nerfed as well. They just took 50 health of the item. I think it's alright. I think they could have given it it's really annoying to play against Midgardian Mail, but I also think Hunters are in a stage where they need to get annoyed by hitting frontline, because they can still kind of kill frontline super easily, because they have their attack speed steroids anyway, and in most team fights you're hitting a guy that's CC'd, so you're not really gonna be that negatively affected. Celestian Legion also got a change, but it was just an updated description, so it wasn't a buff or nerf or tweak. A guy that got a tweak was Hebow. They increased his base HP from 365 to 400, and they decreased the HP per level from 68 to 67. So now Hebow has more health overall. He starts with a lot more health. However, the trade-off for Hebow is that they decrease the damage on his water cannon, which is his first ability, from 90 to 290, and now it goes 70 to 290. So she's gonna have Hebow's gonna have a bit of a worse early game damage wise, but he's gonna be more tanky, so they're making him less one-shotty early game and a bit more tanky overall. I think this is a buff for Hebow. I still think Hebow's gonna be able to farm just fine, because literally you just need a few levels in it, right? And the ability is back to 290. When you hit level 7, you almost can't feel it. So it's going to make his early game a bit less significant, but definitely still think Hebow has a lot of potential. Paul is definitely not happy about this though, as he likes to get the early kills. That's pretty much it for the actual changes. We're gonna go over a bit of content now. New skins, because you guys wanted me to kind of mention this as well. We have Queen Cobra Medusa, looks pretty cool. Galactic Void Chernobog, looks super sick, honestly. Crystal Colossus Emir, it's kind of like the same style as the Sobek skin, looks really cool. And then this is the skin I'm the most excited about, is the Polar Vortex Kukulkan. It's basically this Ice Dragon Kukulkan skin that looks absolutely insane. It looks like, I'm not gonna do Game of Thrones spoilers. Then there's Star Trooper Achelous. He looks pretty chill as well. I don't really think Achelous he has the Revenant skin, which is pretty nice, but this is definitely a bit more flashy, so looking forward to playing with that, definitely. And then Violet Lord 4. So 4 got this kind of Elver skin, Elver style. He looks like a Legolas with a hammer, basically. So it's kind of a dwarf, like the dwarf, whatever his name is, meets Legolas, but no bow style. I like it. Medusa's Deathmatch is the new adventure. It's a 3 versus 3 versus 3 domination game mode, where there's 3 rounds, and the first persons to 3 rounds wins the round, as far as I'm aware of my understanding here. So you're gonna be fighting 3v3v3, which is kind of fun. There's a bundle with this. Bundles are good value. Buy it if you like skins. You can grind it. I think this is gonna be pretty fun. This might be one of the adventures I'm actually gonna spend some time on. And that's pretty much it. They had a lot of... oh yeah, I should mention the new addition to chests, because you guys want that as well. The Crystalline bundle is Crystal Colossus Emir, Crystal Fountain Skin, and Emir Seer Avatar. There's an awesome chest now. There always has been, but they have new additions to the awesome chest. Revenant Achelous, Baskin and Neef, Beaky Chippy Toff, Sylvan Sentinel Ho Yi, Pixel Beast Cernados, and Senko Ratatosker. Fantasy Point Store, they have new addition to the Fantasy Point Store as well. They have Shaylon, Fury Mercury, Fabulous Chiron, and Brunhilda Bacchus. What? Oh, how is it goes like, bye bye. Fantastic. There's a bunch of bug fixes. So hopefully, like, Hi-Res found a back-end issue, and they had to break a lot of stuff to fix the back-end issue. So now they're fixing all the stuff that they broke. But it's better late than never that they found the backend issue. Of course, it's super annoying, but that's how it is. But now they're fixing it again, and hopefully it's actually going to be a better game now. With bugs-wise, I definitely think it will be. But we'll see. Still haven't gotten to play the patch yet. Maybe, you know, Feather Toss is not working, or someone has to be removed. But I really hope that you guys like this patch recap. Again, I'm sorry it's out a bit late, but it's how it is. Blues Ultra, go ahead and follow him. He's awesome. Links to him down below. And if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell. And until next time, peace out.